The Eiffel Tower, one of the world's most visited landmarks, was initially criticized by some of France's leading intellectuals and artists when it was built for the 1889 World's Fair. French cuisine is UNESCO listed as a World Intangible Heritage and is globally renowned for its variety and quality. The Tour de France is one of the most famous bicycle races in the world, covering over 3,500 kilometers throughout the country. France, specifically Paris, is considered the fashion capital of the world, hosting some of the most famous designers and fashion shows. France, specifically Paris, is considered the fashion capital of the world, hosting some of the most famous designers and fashion shows. The Louvre in Paris is the most visited art museum in the world, housing thousands of works, including the Mona Lisa. French was the international language of diplomacy and arts until the 20th century. It's still an official language of the UN, the EU, and the Olympics. France produces over 1,000 distinct types of cheese. It's said that there's a different French cheese for nearly every day of the year. The French Revolution, one of the most significant periods in French history, took place from 1789 until 1799 and led to drastic social and political change. The Cannes Film Festival is one of the world's oldest and most prestigious film festivals. Bread is so important in French culture that there are laws against selling baguettes of the wrong weight. French military leader Napoleon Bonaparte is known for his role in spreading the ideals of the French Revolution, including liberty and secular law, across Europe. Grasse, a town in France, is known as the perfume capital of the world. The French high-speed train, the TGV, holds the record for the fastest wheeled train, reaching speeds up to 574.8 kilometers per h. France is one of the largest wine producers in the world, known for its vineyards in regions such as Bordeaux, Champagne, and Burgundy. The island commune of Mont Saint-Michel is one of France's most iconic landmarks, known for its stunning medieval architecture. France is the only EU country and the only one in the Americas due to its overseas department, French Guiana. The Palace of Versailles is one of the most opulent royal residences, famous for its Hall of Mirrors. The smallest town in France, Castelmoron-d'Albret, covers only 3.54 hectares. France is one of the most visited countries in the world. The largest military landing in history took place in 1944 on the beaches of Normandy, France. France's Olympe de Gouges was one of the earliest advocates for women's rights, penning the Declaration of the Rights of Woman and the Female Citizen in 1791. France's national motto is Liberty, Equality, Fraternity, a principle from the French Revolution that remains central to the nation's identity. France has a rich tradition of graphic novels or bande dessinée, with famous titles like Asterix and Tintin. The last person to be executed by guillotine in France was in 1977, the same year that Star Wars was released. Few of the most famous celebrity figures, French-Polish physicist Marie Curie, based in France, was the first woman to win a Nobel Prize and remains the only person to win Nobel Prizes in 2 different sciences. Victor Marie Hugo, famously known as Victor Hugo, is one of the most important people in French history and the literary world. He wrote poems, novels, plays, short stories, and novellas. Charles de Gaulle, born Charles-André Joseph Marie de Gaulle, was a French army officer and one of the most prominent French historical figures. Marie Antoinette. When mentioning famous French people in history, one cannot forget Marie Antoinette, even though she didn't leave behind the best reputation. Antoinette was an Austrian by birth, but became the Dauphine of France in 1770 after her marriage to Dauphin Louis Auguste. Gustave Eiffel, one of the most iconic attractions that France is synonymous with, is the Eiffel Tower, and the engineer behind this world-famous structure is none other than Alexander Gustave Eiffel. France's national chanteuse, and the voice of La Vie en Rose, Edith Piaf, is one of the most loved and famous people from France. Born Edith Giovanna Gassion, her singing career started after being discovered by nightclub owner Louis Leplay in Paris.